Hey, peace and blessings to you. My name is Jere B. I am the EntreMusician, and so are you. Welcome to another exciting episode of the EntreMusician podcast. This is the space where we concentrate on the mindset, discipline, and focus of the EntreMusician. And today's episode, absolutely no exception. In fact, what we've been doing the last 3 episodes have been nothing short of exceptional. Today is the same. In fact, I said I was going to throw in some interviews while we introduced the Monday Music Corner, but it just seems like the music has really taken over. And that's a good thing because it gives you a real deep look inside of those members who make up the EntreMusician community. The Monday Music Corner is brought to you by our friends at Stage Dive. If you're an artist especially, you want to get your music on Stage Dive. They are absolutely superb as partners to all independent musicians. They take the 50-50 approach. They are the distribution, you are the artist. And so from the first second of the first stream, they begin paying 50% of the royalty to you. It's free for you to upload your music to stagedive.com. If you're a music lover, get on to stagedive.com. You want to try it out, it's only $3.99 a month all the time. But if you put this code in, EMClub7, man, that's going to kick out 25% off your first month at $3.99. What can we do? This is a great streaming platform, and I predict that it's going to disrupt the nonsense that's going out there in streaming world. Now on to today's episode. We're going to do some great things today. In fact, I'm putting myself back into the mix because we've just released a song, my band Sound Doctrine, featuring Lisa McDavid, called Sista Soul Sister. We wanted to make sure that your Labor Day is pumping it, and being that this episode is going to air on Labor Day, then we wanted to make sure that you did not miss out. So we're going to talk to Lisa McDavid a little later in the podcast. However, we're going to begin with Robbie from Richmond, Virginia. Robbie is an absolute excellent singer and producer and songwriter. Although he would say by his own admissions, he's still trying to hone up on his lyric skills. He really brings a great dynamic, not only to his art, but to the EntreMusician community as well. So we're going to begin with Robbie. He's been with us about 3 years, and his presence has really made a difference in the EntreMusician community. And then we're going to go down to Memphis, Tennessee, and talk to one of our newer members. Her name is Margo Fitz, and we call her Margo Fitz for short. She is an incredible songwriter, and her songs have just been exploding. I won't tell you anymore because I don't want to steal her story from you, but I'm telling you, God has his hands on her life. She is writing some great songs, and they're getting covered by some great people. So that's what we're going to do. Then we're going to check in with Lisa McDavid. As I said before, the single that she put out with my band Sound Doctrine, and you'll get a chance to hear it here if you haven't heard it yet when we put it out last week. And then we're going to end the show by going all the way over to Serbia and visiting with our international associate director. His name is Nenad Cvetičanin, Nenad C for short, and he handles all of our Saturday calls. With most of our international membership join on that call, and he's doing a fantastic job. He's a wonderful artist, great musician, great producer, just all around great guy. I don't know what song he is going to. As a matter of fact, I never know what song he's going to present from week to week because he's working on so much stuff. We're astounded at his consistency and his output because he's always rolling new music out. So we'll find out from Nenad. We'll allow him to close the episode for today. But again, as I said before, you want to make sure that you go to Stage Dive. They are beautiful in helping to sponsor this podcast. And so no more talking. Let's just roll with the music. So as I said, probably for the span of about 3 years, the EntreMusician community has been blessed with the spirit of Robbie, who just comes in and he's kind of like the flow of what happens inside the community. I don't know how else to describe it. That would be right, though, yes?
I don't know. I just do it. Just putting my points in, and that's about it.
Robbie doing the weave, like, and everybody, there used to be a commercial, a E.F. Hutton commercial, like when E.F. Hutton speaks, everybody just chills. That's the way it is with Robbie.
But look, I'm just glad my little 2 cents can be added to the community, and hopefully it benefits somebody. So. Yeah.
Always does without fail. One of the things about you that I really admire, I mean, you're a go-to as far as unique production is concerned. I don't know how else to say that. You once did a podcast where you let us in on some of the tips, and I just think that your approach is very unique. Your music is always crystal clear. It always stands out, and you're always making a point like over here. It's not average. It's that little special touch. So I really appreciate that from you. I don't know if I ever said that to you before.
Okay, well, that's interesting, because I truly, for me, in doing production, writing, anything, I try to be authentic, and in being authentic, then I guess it comes out as being unique. So,
well, it's very authentic. It's beautiful. I have to tell this one thing too, and then we'll get into the song today. But I have to say this so that people know this, and I mean this very sincerely, because back when I was ministering to someone who was transitioning, and her name was Cheryl. And she was really transitioning. Hospice had come in, and you did me the greatest favor, man, by sending me How Great Thou Art a cappella. And I was able to take that into Cheryl's room and to play that. And she had been non-responsive for about 21 hours. And when your voice began singing, she opened her eyes, bro. So I just want you to know how unique and how special and how anointed your voice is, man. I just got to say that. Everybody needed to hear that, and that's what happened. I was there in the room. So thank you for being the brother you are.
That's that's the goal, I guess, to some degree. You want to be able to touch somebody in a situation like that. You want to be able to reach and touch somebody's soul and give comfort in some sense. That's kind of why I named my my production company Zoe Music Group, because just in my research, and both of us, we have in common, both of us are ministers, and so we do the research. And in my research, everybody knows the verse that God blew the breath of life, and so the actual interpretation of that word life is life as God intended. So Zoe, for me, it's all of the music that I want to do and that I want to create. I want to create it from that perspective of life as God intended.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right on. That now at this point you can take a text if you want to.
Look, I'm right in front of my keyboard here.
If that's what you want to do, you can just go ahead and take a text and we can roll with it, man. But I am so grateful for this song, man, today. Jiminy, you got to tell us what the backstory is. What was the inspiration and motivation by it? So as we listen to it, we can know your approach.
Well, I had the thought of, how we always say, I love you, or, I care about somebody, or, all of that stuff. And it becomes kind of trite. You know, for some people to just say, you know, just kind of a backhand thing, or, you know, I love you too kind of thing. So the verse for me, I thought of, it says, why can't we promise to love? Why not today?
Yeah.
So, and it was kind of written in an environment of just a few years ago, out of just all of the craziness within the world and all of, you know, I think it was like pre-pandemic, really. Yeah. I actually finished it probably during the pandemic, but it was just, you know, a lot of craziness. And it was just like, okay, let's get back to just loving each other and make that promise to each other. So that's kind of the premise of the song. So
my favorite part of that song is the finger snaps. It's just so groovy. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Well, you know, I wanted to make it really just bare. I didn't want to have a whole lot of stuff going on because of, in a sense, I wanted people to hear the words to the song.
Yeah.
And it's one of the few songs that I actually wrote the lyrics to and was able to like finish it and just go through it, because I struggle real hard with lyrics, but I just kind of went through it. So I think that you know, that's in line with you know, Zoe music, and to my, you know, in a sense. So
yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think as I listen to it, that Today is one of those songs that wrote itself, actually.
Yeah. I mean, because like I said, it was birthed out of just the environment and how the world was, people were treating each other and all of that stuff. And I'm like, wait a minute, let's pump the brakes, and, you know, let's why can't we promise to love each other today? Mm-hmm. You know, let's do that, and let's do that now. Absolutely. Instead of waiting. That's basically what it says. Just instead of waiting. So
yeah, I can dig that. Well, listen, let me tell you before we get to the song, I love you, bro. Peace and blessings
to
you,
man. Love you back. Love you. And I'm just not saying it, man. I love you back, man. We've had a relationship for about 3 or 4 years, maybe longer. Yeah. And it just clicked, you know. Right. It was like, okay. It
Absolutely
just worked.
Right.
Cool.
Absolutely right. No, it's the appropriate tune. Is the best way to start off this Monday Music Corner. This is Robbie. Robbie's from Richmond, Virginia. You can reach him through zmg4life.com. And this is Today. Let's roll with it.
When will our song begin? And when will our hearts begin to mend? And when can we cry no more? When will peace be fulfilled? And when will the world stand still? It's not like it was before, but before it gets worse, what matters comes first. Let's start with our hearts rebirth. So why can't we promise to love? Why not today?
And as I said before, one of the most inspiring stories that I've heard over the past several years is one of our dear friend, whom we call affectionately Margo Fitz. She's Margo Fitzgerald. She's an excellent lyricist who you're going to hear more and more and more of, and how the Lord just allowed her to just bing. He just revealed her. Her story is excellent. How you doing, Margo?
I'm doing well. Jere, how are you?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. You are in Memphis, Tennessee. That's correct, yes?
I am. Mm-hmm.
And how long have you been writing? I know that you've told this story 100 times. If you don't mind, just telling us one more time. 101,000, but
That's
on
correct.
other podcasts. And so one day, and here's what I'm saying on record, one day we're going to have a full exclusive interview with you because it's so fascinating every time you're on the call to hear more and more about your background. But you got to give us the Cliff Notes version of what happened.
Okay. Well, I guess first of all, I'm an inspiration to anybody, no matter what their age is, that God's given each of us a gift, and it's His calling as to when that will be revealed. And my calling to write was revealed 2 years ago at a conference in Nashville, a music conference, and the head of the conference made a remark to me, and he took 2 words and he said, "That'd make a great country song." And I thought, I'm going to go home and write. And I wrote and I looked at it and I said it was free form. I had no idea what a chorus and pre and bridge and all that was. And I looked at it and I said, what in the world am I supposed to do with this? So I started doing my research and I found a demo studio in New York and I sent the lyrics to them and they put it to music. We decided on the singer, the genre, and all of that. About a month, it came back to me, MP3. I'd never seen an MP3 before. I had no clue what that was. So here it was on an email, and I opened it, and I thought, well, I think I'm going to start crying. I thought, these are my words. So I contacted the guy in Nashville who got me started in all this, and he said, I need to hear that. So I sent it to him. He said, we need to Zoom. We Zoomed. His secretary was on the Zoom, and he said, that is the best demo I've heard in 20 years from a new songwriter. And he was, and still is, the executive director of the National Songwriters Association, which is big. They've got like 7,000 aspiring songwriters around the world. And I thought, you know what? Okay. And the secretary was going, have you ever written before? Did you write poetry or short stories? And I said, I've never written anything. And Bart said, you know, we need to do something with this. And I said, I'm not coming to Nashville. You know, I can't sing. I can't do the music part. He said, keep writing. So I kept writing. And fortunately, the second song that I wrote won a national award in LA at a contest and was also, I think has gotten quite a number of streams. And it's been on 4 top 10 platforms online. And that was my second song. So I wrote a total of a huge catalog. I know people will be floored to hear this. I had 7 songs. And I thought, great, what is this about? So on Spotify, through Music X-Ray was another platform where you could submit music and be considered for sync opportunities, etc. There was a fellow on there who was a entertainment attorney in Nashville and also a manager. And he reached out to me. He said, do you have representation? I said, no. He said, you probably need it because you're not here in Nashville. So I signed on with him and we worked together for about 8 months and he opened some doors for me to co-write with over in Europe and Sweden and so places like that. And then the song that I collaborated with those guys opened some doors to allow me to write with a label in Nashville. And that got me into a pretty great writing room as well. And when the manager heard it, he said, I really hear, he's a Christian, and he said, I really hear this could be converted with tweaking to a great Christian, a CCM song. And I thought, maybe this is where the Lord is leading me, you know, to write in that genre of music. So that was the catalyst that opened that door to allow me to express what God has laid on my heart to write for him. So that's been the genesis of my music going forward, has been in that vein of music. So, and then I was fortunate enough to have a label approach me. It's called Infiltrate Records. So I signed with them and they're going to do the distribution of my music and all of that. So, you know, here I am. I've only been actively really doing this for a year. It's just mind-boggling what all has been, the doors that have been open for me. And, you know, you get in these rooms, and I know you experience this too, with these 30-year-olds and all this. And the first guy that I ever met with was a producer. And he said, we normally get information about our people we write with. He said, we didn't get anything about you. And he said, he looked at me, he was so serious. He goes, do you have a phone? I said, you know what I do. I said, it's rotary, but I said, it still works. So he was so mortified by that. He said,
Oh
no,
my
I didn't.
God.
I said, it's okay. And then we had the barista in Nashville at a coffee shop, a graduate of Belmont, songwriter for 10 years. She heard what I was talking about and all this. She came over to me crying. I said, there's something wrong. She goes, you're such an inspiration. I said, it's because I'm 110 and I'm still writing. Right? And she said, oh, no, I don't mean it like it's. I said, it's okay. It is okay. I said, you cannot, talent cannot be confined to a chronological age. It just can't. I mean, it just really can't. So I feel like I'm a walking testimony to that. I don't know how long the Lord will keep this door open, but I'll keep walking through it until that door closes. So that's where I am.
That's a wonderful story. I appreciate you for telling us that. I know you've told it 1,000 times, but man, it gives us all inspiration, and that's who you are. You were invited by Linda Rain to join our little humble community, and you've brought just a spark of motivation, stick-to-itiveness, and I'll use the word again, inspiration. Truly, so we really do thank you. I mean that. But now you can tell. I'm sorry.
I said, I've enjoyed it. You all are seasoned pros. You accept the newbies in there and try to counsel and guide them. And that's been huge. That's really been great. So it's a great organization to be affiliated with.
Well, we're learning from each other. That's what's going on out here. But you got to tell us a little bit about the tune Angels Unaware. Now, was this the first song or the second song that you were talking about when you were sharing your story?
The first song was Finally Free. That was the song that I first wrote that got all the accolades, and it's still doing well. I think it's on maybe 25 playlists right now on Spotify right now. So it's really touched hearts. It's just amazing what a platform like Stage Dive and Spotify can do. They can basically put your music out there and you have no idea who's listening. And the beauty of my music has been that it's on secular playlists. So therefore, I know that many people may not know the Lord and they're listening to the music. One song that I did not submit to you called Not Guilty has been played, I think, on the demographics I looked at on Spotify in 152 countries. And I think that is it's just overwhelming how, the Lord's going to use that music. So Finally Free was the first song I wrote. And then the second song is Each Day. These are all lyric videos on my website, margofitzlyricist.com. And that has a lyric video to it. And that's about realizing that each day is a gift and we don't know if we're promised the next day. So that's another song. This song that I've given you to play, Angels Unaware, is the third song that I wrote. And I think I had been guilty as I wrote the narrative on my platform about why did I write this. I guess maybe like a lot of people, when I look, I think it's Hebrews 13:2, be careful of the people that you're entertaining because you could be entertaining angels unaware. And I thought, when I pull up at a red light and hear some people begging next to me for handouts and I look straight ahead, hands clenched on the steering wheel, making sure the car is locked. And then I go away and I think, was that really somebody in need or was God just kind of putting that person out there? And I was really touched years ago by a former pastor that I had. And he said he was part of the Southern Baptist Convention in Nashville, the headquarters. He said he went to a convenience store, two men outside the store asking for a handout, and he just walked past them. He felt so convicted in that store that he ran out of that store to give them money and they were gone. Nobody knew where they went. And he's the one who planted that seed in me, like, were they really in need or was God just saying, you know what, you gotta walk it too. You just can't talk it.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I got to confess to you because you had played this for us in one of our sessions that we had. Can't remember which one, but I was waiting on an important phone call. I'm not laughing. I'm laughing at myself, but I really did repent because I was waiting on an important phone call. And then usually my iPhone will tell me if it's a telemarketer or whatever, but it did not inform me So I'm thinking the person that's supposed to call me at this time, boom, it's a telemarketer, and she goes into her spiel, and I say, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. And I just hang up because I want to be ready for the call. And your song came to my mind. I'm like, dear Lord. So I'm telling you, so that's convicting.
Was it an angel of the 21st century calling you on a wireless cell and you hung right up on her? I know.
As a telemarketer, I mean, so. Wow.
I know. A lot of people have reached out to me and they said, whoo, they said that song has really convicted me, to look at people who are less fortunate than we are in another set of eyes on that, that we're all made equal in God's eyes. So that's where that song originated. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, we're so grateful that you're part of the EntreMusician community, and we're going to put on this beautiful song for people to enjoy. And again, this won't be your last time on the Monday Music Corner or on the EntreMusician, because we got to do a full-fledged interview with you so people can learn more. Thank you, dear heart. Appreciate
Thank you, Jere. Very much.
God bless.
Thanks for having me.
I wish I didn't have to walk by that man on the corner. I always feel bothered when he raises his sign. And I hold my purse a little tighter. No, he's not gonna get anything of mine. No eye contact, look straight ahead. Almost tripped on his makeshift bed. I wonder if he actually slept. Didn't see him as he silently wept. Lord, when did I see you? Are there angels unaware? Was that man on the corner one just weeping and standing there, just standing there? Why was he crying? Was he hungry or cold? Or did he weep for humanity that's lost its soul? Why didn't I remove the scales from my eyes? It should have been me, so ashamed that I cried. You said we're made in your image, and everyone has value and worth in what we do for the least of these. We have done for you on this earth. Lord, when did I see you? Are there angels unaware? Was that man on the corner one just weeping and standing there, just standing there? Forgive me, Lord, for my lack of compassion. Convict me of my wrongful ways. Help me show your love to everyone I meet. I want to live for you for the rest of my days. Lord, when did I see you? Are there angels unaware? Was that man on the corner one just weeping and standing there? Lord, when did I see you? Are there angels unaware?
My sister Lisa, I am so grateful to have had this opportunity to work with you this year. It's been the pleasure of my 2024. How
Thank
you
you.
doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm actually so grateful. I did today, as we're recording this, I
Mhm.
edited the song Sister Soul Sister or Sister Soul Sister.
Right. Yeah.
We had added a second verse to it,
Yeah.
and you had already recorded that. And so I edited that in today. I don't know if you had an opportunity to listen to it or not.
I maybe like the first like 15 seconds because I was still driving and I said, okay, let me just wait till I get home. But I didn't get a chance to hear it.
Well, I think you're gonna dig it. And what I want to know, though, before we play it for this audience, is what was going through your mind when I first presented you the music, your approach to the lyrics, and what you
Mhm.
think about the overall recording.
Well, when I first heard the music being in an R&B soul band, I heard the three songs. I heard a amalgamation of like 370 songs. Clean Up Woman, I'll Take You There, and I can't remember the other one that I thought of.
Mr. Big Stuff,
That's right, Mr. Big Stuff. Because I do all three.
right?
I do all three songs. So it coming up with a melody wasn't an issue. But the lyrics were an issue because I've always told myself that I'm not a writer. I admire people. I admire people that write and
Uh-huh.
compose, but I think my gift is melodies, because I sing all the time, so I hear melodies all the time. So when you and I were talking about the song, I have. Let me show you. I have this. It's called Commit. Commit. Where's the camera here? Okay, I'm trying to. There we go. Okay, it's called Commit. I've had these going on. This will be my fifth one for 2020. I started in 2024. I needed a way to keep up with all my gigs and just take notes and things like that. And so what happened, as we were sitting there, as I was looking, each month has an affirmation. So we were together in April and we were
Right.
talking about the song. So I just happened because I had written some stuff that didn't make sense to me. But when I got to your studio, I opened up my my planner and I opened it up to the affirmation for May, which is the first line of my song.
Dreams don't work unless you do.
That's what it said. And I just wrote it down. And I'm like, okay, now what's next? So you and I were talking, and then you gave me the first line my mama told me, and then I just ran with it.
Yeah.
And then when you said after we recorded, and you said, go home, write a second verse. And I thought, well, let me give a shout out to my dad. So the second verse starts, my daddy, blank, blank, blank. And then I completed the second verse. And the hook and the chorus was really easy. That came to me first.
Is that right?
Yeah, that came to me first. So I'm really like, I'm proud of myself because I never thought. And then what's funny is that, once you had sent me, like the demo, I had the audacity to email it to Chuck Sirac,
Ah.
Bob Bailey, and another Andrew Glassmacher in my band.
Mm-hmm.
They thought it was wonderful. The only thing they said, it needs live horns.
Right.
That's what they said. So I know from this day forward, once I'm sure I know exactly who I can get to write the horn lines,
Right.
Sweetwater All-Star style.
Absolutely. And
Everybody, it's
your
gonna be a
live
hit.
show though, your live, when you do it live with those guys, I know it's just going to
Yeah.
be banged out. I have to tell you though, I think Lisa, the Lord gives you what He wants you to have, and when you're obedient and you're listening, He's going to make it all work out. Because I'm telling you,
Absolutely.
we were saying that we don't know if we want this to go to sync, because the song was originally for sync, right?
Right,
And so we're
right.
saying, okay, well, it sounds so good, so they approved it. The library that we sent it to approved it, right? And then they asked if we could change a few things on it, which we did, the bass part specifically. Okay.
Correct.
So we did that. We resent it, and it's like, yo, this is perfect. They had glowing reviews, but then after a couple of months, there was nothing. Now that's par for the course for most libraries, because they're looking to add them to an album or what have you. But long story short is I wasn't settled with it, right? And so the last time you came down, we were working on some other stuff, some other breeds, and another tune. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to call this guy and find out. Now, I went to BMI. I found that this library had not registered the song. So I called him, and, I told him one of our writers is really unsettled about this being there. And since it's not registered with BMI, then would you please, consider just giving that back to us? Because again, they take over the publishing at that point. So he told me to send him an email. I sent him an email, which you saw. And today I come upstairs from the basement. The moment that I've emailed you the MP3 of what I've done, I go upstairs. On my email is a email from him saying, hey, Jere, found the song. Please consider it off of our shelf and back reverted to you. And I'm thinking, this is right. This is really going to work. This is really going to be right.
Awesome.
So, yeah, I'm just ready for it. And I think, we're going to release it as a Lisa McDavid release. It's going to be a single. And I think I told my brother-in-law, which I believe to be very true, is by Labor Day, there's going to be a lot of sisters singing that line. That's what I think.
We need another girl anthem.
Yeah, absolutely. And you nailed it. I mean, you absolutely, positively, completely, and totally nailed it. I mean
Thank you.
I must have listened to it about 27 times today for sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. Well, listen, many blessings to you. After we turn this off, we'll be meeting at the studio tonight in about 45 minutes or so. So I'm looking forward to finishing up the session with you. I know you're getting back on the road tomorrow, so I truly appreciate the time you've given to us.
Wakanda forever.
Word out. Blessings, dear heart.
All right, see you soon.
Absolutely.
All right, bye.
Listen to me now. Dreams don't work unless you do. Let them bring out the best in you. My mama told me to do all that I can. Let's believe in her word, I'll always understand. Soul sister, do what you wanna do. That's what I tell myself. Soul sister, do what I wanna do. Oh sky is gold. You got soul, you got power. Living your dreams every single hour. Soul sister, do what you wanna do, what you wanna do. That's what I tell myself. Soul sister, make your dreams come true. Oh, yeah. Soul sister, do what you wanna do. Oh, yeah. Soul sister, make your dreams come true. Oh, yeah. Soul sister, do what you wanna do. Do what you do. Do what you wanna do. Yeah.
We've been to Richmond, Virginia. We've been to Memphis, Tennessee. We've stopped back here in my hometown, Youngstown, although she's in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And then we hopped a flight over to Serbia, where my doppelganger, Nenad Cvetičanin, is. Now, I got to tell you this before I turn him loose, because Nenad, so important to the EntreMusician community, as he is our international associate director. He helps us to keep the other side of the world in balance. And that's from his perch currently in Serbia. My brother and friend, what's going on, man?
Well, a lot of things, thank God, a lot of things, and what I hate the most is when I'm idle and when nothing is going on, and then I even push myself to do something because I'm not that kind of guy. I mean, I think that most disastrous things to me that could happen ever is going fishing, because that would be like,
listen. You are right. You are right. Here's the thing, and I meant that, doppelganger for sure, because fishing is something that I have never been able to get into. I remember being a little tyke, 4 or 5 years old. My grandparents completely exasperated with me because I wouldn't sit still, and they would say, "You're scaring the fish." I don't want to be here. I don't want to sit and wait for something to happen. I want to jump in the pond or lake and pull the fish out, and that's more exciting to me than sitting here with a pole.
With my bare hands. Like, so you absolutely understand me. Just doing nothing for me is like, going slowly to the grave, and I constantly push myself to do things because this is what I've got on this earth.
That's right.
I'm not going to have a replay. I'm not going to have overtime. This is what I've got, and I'm just trying to do my best to use what little time I have on this planet to create something, to leave something behind, to make sort of a legacy or whatever.
Absolutely.
And I mean, God gave me this talent. Maybe if God gave me the talent to be, I don't know, a plumber, I will be the same. I will be constantly doing something with, plumbs and, checking them out and inventing something that will be different. But this is what I was born to do. And I've already wasted too much of my life not doing it in the period of my life when a lot of bad things had happened. So at least for the amount of time that I still have on this planet, I'd like to do something creative and hopefully touch other people's souls.
Well, it's amazing because you hit 2024 on all cylinders. Your goal, having 4 projects out, and 3 of them are already under your belt. I mean, Come on, tell us about the 3 projects, man.
Well, that came basically through my idea that it's not the single that's important. It's the album that's important. So I'm constantly creating albums because as a sort of a story, either through lyrics, but mostly through the genre on the style of the album, of the music that's going to be on the album. So I don't like mishmash, like having this song of this kind of music and this song, and then put just a collection of that's not an album for me. That's a collection of songs, and I'd like to have an album that has a statement in some sort of way, and to be around it a thing that has a beginning and the end. So in the late 2023, I started getting the ideas for new songs, and they were like just not compatible with each other in a sort of way. And I said, okay, I'm going to do something odd for others, and I'm going to do different albums. And the first idea was to do the Living Soul album, which was and is, that's my like tribute in a sort of way to the soul music of the 70s. So through, I don't know, Al Green and Edwin Starr and Bill Withers and whatnot, and Stevie Wonder and everything that was happening in that genre during the 70s, the beginning of the 70s. And since that's the music that I really like, I said, okay, I'm going to make enough songs for the album to be just like pure sound of the early 70s, and to have that personal touch, meaning through the lyrics that I'm going to talk about the personal things that happened to me and that had happened to me in that period. And so that was the basic idea, to do that, and also to do that Funkamentally album, which is now going to be split in two more albums, but okay, I'll talk about that later. So, and because that Funkamentally album, the idea of that was to do the same thing with the groove music, with that electro boogie from the beginning of the 80s. When Prince came in, and when Time came in, and when Zapp and Roger came in with that kind of electronic stuff in the background, and synth basses and everything else. Yeah. And the idea for the third album was literally to have an experiment based on what Sun Ra did with free jazz. But what I wanted to do, in a nutshell, what I wanted to do is to make the basic sort of bits for the songs, and then to engage the musicians from different cities to play their own parts, not knowing what other people will play. And then I will collect all those recordings from them, and then I'll start creating new songs out of it. So it was just like a thought experiment, which is starting to turn, like lunacy, but I really like it. But in the meantime, what has happened is that AI came in, and I was like, and it blew us all away because of all the options. It's not yet there where it will be very, very soon, very, very, very soon. Sure. And I was like, if this really happens, that transhumanity thing with implants in our brains that will help us, calculate with the nano robots that will be circulating through our bodies and sending the info to the medical staff, what is wrong with us, and that's literally like, it's something that's going to happen within 3 or 5 years. And I said, okay, so it's time that the line between what's technology and what's humanity is blurring. It's not, you can't even, pretty soon we won't be able to draw the line of what is done by machines and what is done by humans.
Right.
And out of that idea came a new idea for album. So that's how album Dear Robot was born. And I literally did it in 3 weeks. It was like frantic 3 weeks, like I was doing it 15 hours a day. But of course, I don't consider it as working because I enjoy it so much. When you enjoy something, yeah, so it's, how can I say I was working for 15 hours? No, I was having fun and enjoying for 15 hours. But so it turned out it's going to be probably 4 albums full by the end of the year, but turning out into 5 albums because my idea of Funkamentally has grown to a bit of change. So it's going to be a Funkamentally, of course, and I'm working on it, but it's going to be also an album called The Sociopath. So it is going to be a pun, of course. So sociopath, meaning the way of the social, yeah, but it's also sociopath.
Yeah, I get it. I'm familiar with your stuff, so.
so it's going to be like at least by April or May is going to be 5 albums within literally less than a year and a half.
Amazing. But
and I hope and I hope the songs are good, because what's the point if they are not good? So I don't.
If you're wanting me to give you a quick review, everything that you post up, and we do this every Saturday as well on the EntreMusician. There are very few times where we don't present music for each other, whether it's an idea, something that was already released before, something you're working on, or something that you plan on releasing very, very soon. And we put it up for everyone to listen to. And every single song that you have presented presents a different dynamic of who you are. So I can see you in those different settings all the time. Even before 2024 and these projects came about, you've already have that funky, schizophrenic, I'm in this mood right now, and I can't really be pigeonholed to one thought type music.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
And that's a compliment, of course.
That's how I accepted it. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. So this song, Nenad, Funkamentally, though, what is the motivation? Not the concept of the album, because you've explained that very well, but this particular song, the title track, what was your inspiration and what's your motivation? What's the story you're trying to tell with?
Well, basically, the song conveys two ideas. The first idea is, of course, that's a pun, Funkamentally, because it's funk album. But the second part of that pun is what is important to me, is that throughout all my life, not only as an artist, musician, but also personally, I was always regarded sort of an odd creature, someone that doesn't fit into standards of the society in some sort of way. And I don't meaning that I don't think about it like I'm doing something illegal, sinister, and just that my way of thinking and my way of doing the things, walking through my life, weren't something that is expected in ordinary society. And it sounds odd when I say it, because it looks like I'm some sort of extraordinary person. I don't think of myself as an extraordinary person, but the way I lived throughout my whole life wasn't according to the patterns that are usual for the society. Let's call it that way. So and then when I started writing that song, and that's why that song has so many different things, parts, adding, jumping in, and so on, because that's the way my life, at least this is, I think I'm talking about the musical part of the song. That's how my life was going. And it was like we were talking about pivoting. That was all that I did throughout my life. This is the opportunity. Can I do it? Yes, let me try to do it. If I don't know, I would say, okay, I tried. I don't know, but this, and I was just like moving left to right, not having a master plan why I'm doing that, but just letting with the flow. So that was the river of my life, and I was just trying not to get crashed through this or over the stones or bruised by the branches of the trees that are just following the mainstream of the river. But that was not what ordinary people or what common people would do, or what is common in the society where we live in. So I was always some sort of an odd creature. And that's one of the lyrics that's in the chorus that says, doing it my way, it's funkamentally, meaning it's mentally, I mean, it's not usual, and just playing on that funky thing of that music. So yeah, I was always doing it my way. And since Frank Sinatra has better song than me, I had to do it another.
At least more popular, we can say that.
Popular, yeah. And the second thing that is like on the same level of importance for me considering the lyrics and considering the song, is the line in the lyrics that says, "Living a life without leaving a trace will slap you in the face." So the idea of having a legacy that we all want to have, I mean, we're on this planet to simply live, give birth to another generation, and die. So, but that's like, in a nutshell, that's our biology, like nothing more than a mice.
Just on the biology level, yes.
Yeah, on the biology level. But we all have the need to leave a legacy, to touch
Absolutely.
people, to do something that will remain after us, and that will people, think when they think about us after we're gone. That will be, oh yeah, that's the guy who did that and that and that and that. So so doing it my way is, leaving my legacy for the, at least for my daughter and her children and whoever and some of my friends, if I can't reach more people than that. And I mean, even with that, I'm quite satisfied. So, but something to do with your life, regardless what it is. Is it the music? Is it, I don't know, driving a car or an Uber? Okay, do it the best way you can and leave the legacy as the best Uber driver ever.
Absolutely. No, I agree with you. In fact, Robbie was on the podcast earlier, and we were talking about, just the grace that God gives us for our music to touch the lives of others. And that's what it's for. It's really not for us. It's for others. And if others are blessed by it, doesn't matter if we're still in this body or we've transitioned on, we've still left that touch print on someone else's soul. I was just listening to George Howard this past week, and George has been gone maybe 15, 16 years now, and just an incredible soprano saxophonist. And depending on the CD that I put on, I mean, it's like I'm right back there in time where that was new and it was fresh, and he was here, but he left his soul on that music. And so,
Absolutely.
yes, it touches me the same way, same emotion. So, yeah, I get it. And that's why Funkamentally is the darling that it is. Now, here's what I want you to do before we play it, because we have to play it. That's the point. Monday Music Corner, we play music here, just so you know. But I want you to, because I did this at the front of the show, is tell those who are watching this or listening to this podcast, especially if they're artists, why they should be on Stage Dive from your own experience.
Well, first of all, it is the place for the independent artists. Unlike any other streaming platform at the moment, all other streaming platforms are for the industry. So independent artists cannot have the impact whatsoever on any other streaming services except for the Stage Dive. So that's the first and most important thing at this moment. If you're independent musicians, if you want to stay independent, meaning that you don't want to do your stuff the way the industry says that you have to do it, you simply have the place now at the moment. And that is your place. That is the Stage Dive where people can hear your music. And the second thing that is also very important, you will get revenue from the people. Unlike Spotify and others, I don't want to name names, but unlike all the others, the Stage Dive guarantees that you will get your money. And that's another thing that is extremely important at this moment for independent musicians, because we are getting short of income in any other sorts of way. We cannot play as we used to play because there are no venues. We don't have enough rights, considering the copyrights and everything else. And it is very important to find a source of regular revenue. Of course, if you're good, if you're talented, if you're working hard enough, then you will get paid by Stage Dive.
So good. So good. We love John Bruce, an EntreMusician who's doing it to help disrupt what's going on. But this brother right here, my doppelganger, Nenad Cvetičanin, better known as Nenad C, and his band Numismatica is really rolling with his brand new single, Funkamentally. You are going to love it. We're going to stop talking. We're going to play the music. Peace and blessings to you, Nenad. We'll talk to you soon, bro.
Yeah, see you.
See ya.
And the one thing you didn't know about Nenad, he traveled in voids that people usually don't go.
To get funky while I'm still in my prime. It's a serious money. Don't work no more for no time. Well, I'm being exclusive, cause it's finally my time. But that is okay. Don't be a pig if you wanna play with me. Just doing it my way. 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 It's fundamentally. Let me tell you something. Not born to live in these times when being mortal is crime. Maybe you're still wondering, so here's the better rhyme. Yeah, you can make it viral, spiraling down the spiral. But living a life without leaving a trace will slap you in the face. Cause doing it my way, doing it my way, doing it my way. Doing it my way, doing it my way, doing it my way. It's fundamentally. Good Lord. I need you to swap. I need you to swap. My way, doing it 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 my way. Doing it my way, doing it my way. It's fundamentally.
So, am I right? Am I right? Did you dig it? Robbie, Margo, Lisa McDavid with Sound Doctrine, and Nenad C with his band Numismatica, and just great projects. This is what you can expect if you decide that you want to join the EntreMusician. All you have to do is just schedule a Zoom with me, 15 minutes. I'll answer any questions you may have, but particularly if you're 50 years old and older, you're relaunching your career, you're just getting started, you will get the community nurturing that you need, the coaching that you need, and many collaborative opportunities, as you've heard, with respect to Nenad and Blair White, who was on last week. They're collaborating on something. Robbie and Robin Williams, who you may have heard 2 weeks ago, if you were listening, they're collaborating on something. So there's something always stirring the pot in the EntreMusician community, and we just love it. We'd love for you to join us and be a part of it. All you have to do again is just give me a yell. Listen, like this video, share this video with someone whom you know needs to hear it, who wants to be inspired by great music that's going on from musicians all around the globe. And please subscribe to this channel. I'm asking you to do it. I don't think I need to, but they say you got to do it. It helps kicks the algorithms up or what have you. I just want you digging it. Tell everybody you know you get down with the EntreMusician. My name is Jere B. I am the EntreMusician, but you know what's most important? We'll say it every week. We want to keep reminding you, so are you. We will see you again next time. God bless.